Now, this is kind of a surprise product for most of us. We were not expecting Campfire Audio to release a standalone flagship-ish USB DAC amp. This is fairly interesting in my opinion. There are some functional issues, I must say. It's not like it is bad or anything like that, but priced at $220, maybe a bit more, $230. This one doesn't have a proper app. Okay, let me be very clear about that. This one doesn't have a proper app and doesn't have a proper display. We kind of have been getting displays with USB DAC amps priced as low as $60. So this is kind of a letdown, but there are some things that are exceptionally good about this USB DAC amp. This is a flagship-ish USB DAC amp. It houses a AK4493, if I'm not wrong, 4493 DAC chip. They have not mentioned the amplifier explicitly, but it is very powerful at 4 VRMS. You guys can see it can do 4 VRMS, which is fairly high, which kind of translates into 500 MW per channel, which is again plenty for most of the IEMs you can throw at it. Now this one comes with 6 built-in filters. Okay, you have to hold this button to change the filters. I have done a walkthrough and that kind of video previously, so you can watch that if you haven't watched that. So I'm not going to do that here. This is just a review, proper review of Campfire Audio Relay. We get this master volume or master button, sorry, which changes the filters when you hold it. Okay, and hold it for play, pause, and that kind of stuff too. So this is a functional button. We have this volume buttons that help with volume up down. It has 60, if I'm not wrong. I think I'm not wrong. Yes, it has 60 built-in volume steps, so it is fairly good when it comes to controlling volume. But I was not exactly convinced with the lower 30 steps of the volume, but yes, we can use it with around 40 to 60 steps of volume. In any case, the build quality too is very good. No issues with the build quality or anything like that. I kind of am not sure how this panel will age, but I do not see a lot of issues. This is mostly polycarbonate. It's not glass, but I do not see any scratches. You guys can see there are no scratches, but yes, smudges are there. You cannot really help it. You cannot change the fact that it is a fingerprint magnet, and the moisture and that kind of oil texture is not exactly eliminatable at this point of time. In any case, this is a reasonably good looking metal build. We get a very good cable, we get a very good wallet like pouch. This is fairly big. You can easily place your IEM inside it. You guys can see it can be easily placed inside the pouch or wallet. It's fairly comfortable. It's not going to fall apart or anything like that either, so it's decent when it comes to build quality. If you start talking about the DAC amp sound quality, which is why we are here, it is a neutral, slightly sub bass favoring DAC amp that offers very good technical abilities and details. Okay, we are getting fantastic clarity across the spectrum. I'm liking the way it is rendering the whole spectrum without sounding thin, lean, or overly warm at any point of the spectrum. Okay, we get very good mid bass, but it's slightly tighter. The decay is a bit more tightened up, but the area of impact is not affected by this one, so that is a very good thing. Doesn't matter which IM I use. I have used it with the 64 Audio Aspire 4 and Campfire Alien Brain. It doesn't really bother changing anything else except adding a bit more sub bass depth and sub bass rumble. It's perfectly neutral everywhere else. Yes, the treble range can feel slightly elevated, but that's it, nothing else. Slightly more I'll say energetic, slightly more transparent, but nothing else at all. It has very good bass dynamics. It has fantastic contrast, very good layering, no coloration with the mid bass or lower bass at all. I'm really liking the way it is pacing the decay, which is a bit more leaning towards the accurate side. If we move on to mid range, that is where too this USB DAC amp is fantastic, very good clarity. It is not trying to be warm or anything like that. Tonality and timbre are very neutral. Okay, let me be very clear. Not the most neutral, but it's fairly on the neutral side. It is not trying to be warm or full or cushy or anything like that. It does not lack with texture. It has very good definition from the floor to the end to the finishing region. It has very good clarity. I'm really liking the extra bit of resolution, extra bit of definition this USB DAC is offering with all of the IEMs. It is definitely adding a bit more technical abilities, a bit more Z-axis depth to the IEM, which is very enjoyable. We have no issues with upper mid energy or anything like that either. So very good, very well tuned in my opinion. It has literally no uncomfortable notes across the spectrum. Instruments too are very clean, very clear, no issues with the W shape or anything like that. It is fairly balanced. It really reflects the IEM's character with a bit more technical prowess added to that. If we move on to the treble range, as I was saying, treble is slightly more energetic. It is very agile, very clean, and we are getting very good amount of air. The treble stage is big, no issues with that. The air between instruments is very good. Layering and separation is very well developed with the this USB DAC amp. I'm really liking the way it is rendering the treble range specifically, because it is offering very good height, very good note height. If you enjoy treble instruments like violins and cymbals and that kind of stuff, it is very good and very accurate. No issues with tonality. They do not feel unnaturally cut off or anything like that. They have the right amount of air even with the treble instruments. So the clarity and that kind of stuff of this USB DAC amp is fantastic. I'm really loving the way Campfire has tuned it. Another plus of this one is the stage expansion of this USB DAC amp is again flagship like. No problem whatsoever. I'm really liking the way they have presented the whole stage. It is more 3D like, and even if your IEM has a bit more presentation of sidewise imaging, it can really bring them slightly a bit more to the front side. So it is definitely affecting that and giving it a bit more surrounding kind of effect. So that is a plus for this USB DAC amp. I'm really loving the way they have tuned this tiny USB DAC amp. I will definitely like to see a relay too, if possible, with a display and a app. We need a app these days. We need an app definitely, because we can use the stuff more efficiently. Obviously we can use an EQ if they can offer that. So yeah, this is it. This is my review of Campfire Relay. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.